These people stole the rights to Tupac's story from his mom. It's been around for 2.5 years. They disrespected Pac's mom, Afeni Shakur, God rest her soul, and you know, Pac would not make the. Pac's soul is so powerful even now that he would not allow people who would disrespect his family.
We got a big platform, man. Use that platform to make change.
We love your music, Tupac. You paint a picture for the listener.
All Eyez on Me is a thorough look at the life of hip-hop's most iconic figure. The Benny Boom-directed movie packs 25 years of pain, triumph, poetry, thug life, controversy, and cultural domination into 2 hours and 20 minutes of cinema. It's ambitious in scope, but still, several of the moments that added to Pac's legend, for example, spitting at news reporters, are curiously left out. While Pac's principled loverboy role in 1993's Poetic Justice, and all of its off-camera drama, is conspicuously absent from his biopic. As reports tell it, co-star Janet Jackson asked that the actor and rapper take an HIV test before they filmed a kissing scene, a request that Pac vehemently denied. Director John Singleton told Vibe in 2011 that it was a contrived publicity stunt. Elsewhere on set, an extra reportedly trolled the movie star by calling him for Pac. Afterward, Maya Angelou lectured Tupac to tears. Tupac was originally cast to appear in the 1993 classic Menace II Society, but was fired for causing problems on set, his typical self. The dismissal reportedly led to a fight between Tupac and directors Alan and Albert Hughes. The rapper proudly confessed to the altercation on a 1994 episode of Yo! MTV Raps. "They fired me, but did it in a roundabout punk snitch way," Pac said, heated. "So I caught them on the streets and beat they behind." The music video show's footage was later subpoenaed and used to sentence Pac to 15 days in jail for the assault, although the twin directors remember it differently. "It was me and 12 Crips that he got to jump me," Alan Hughes told Vibe in 2009. "He didn't do S." Either way, the incident is left out of All Eyez on Me, but there is more. Now, the stuff of hip-hop mythology, Tupac Shakur and Madonna were once romantically involved, a point that is overlooked in the biopic. The megastar singer and actress opened up about their relationship during a 2015 interview with Howard Stern. "One time I was mad at Letterman when I said the F word a lot. I was in a weird mood that day," Madonna said. "I was dating Tupac Shakur at the time, and the thing is, he got me all riled up on life in general." Pac's friend and actress Rosie Perez later admitted to hooking the two celebrities up at the 1993 Soul Train Music Awards. Then, there is the Quad Studio incident. Prior to the infamous Quad Studios shooting, Tupac laid one of his most clairvoyant 16S, and it's completely omitted from All Eyez on Me. The cash-strapped MC dropped a free verse for DJ Ron G in Harlem hours before he was shot, but the session was cinematic in its own right. Ron remembers that Pac seemed stressed as he was fielding phone calls about his whereabouts. When the rapper finally laid his rhyme, which would later grace the posthumous Big L collaboration, Deadly Combination, his verse suggested paranoia. "I think N is trying to kill me, picturing pistols, spitting hollow points till they drill me." It'd be the perfect prelude to a pivotal scene that changed everything. But the session didn't make it into the movie script either. His marriage life is also conspicuously missing from the biopic. The man who made I Get Around tried to settle down while he was locked up. In 1995, Pac married his girlfriend Keisha Morris at New York's Clinton Correctional Facility. Morris told The Source in 2000 that it was a loving but partially strategic move intended to better allow her to handle the rapper's business matters. While the union was brief, they divorced the following year, it was eventful. Their hotel room once caught fire, just to name one. But it's not surprising that the marriage is altogether overlooked in All Eyez on Me, as Morris has rarely done press after being unhappy with her depiction in the 2003 documentary Tupac, Resurrection. And of course, there is a West Coast-East Coast beef thing. While Biggie and Pac, and to a broader extent, Death Row and Bad Boy Records, are clearly pitted against each other, the film doesn't depict the totality of the media-fueled East Coast-West Coast rivalry. You don't see Tupac trading shots with Mobb Deep or Jay-Z, or eventually squashing his beef with Nas in Central Park after the 1996 MTV VMAs. and there's no reproduction of the hit 'em up. It would have been interesting to witness a recreation of Tupac's diligence in the studio, the work ethic of a man who knew his days were numbered. Jada Pinkett Smith, who befriended Tupac Shakur early in the rapper's career, also slammed the biopic and the portrayal of their relationship in a series of tweets. "Forgive me, my relationship to Pac is too precious to me for the scenes in All Eyez on Me to stand as truth," Pinkett Smith wrote. "The reimagining of my relationship to Pac has been deeply hurtful." The actress then pinpointed a trio of scenes that didn't align with the actual events, including scenes where Shakur read her a poem, their goodbye, and an alleged backstage argument. "Pac never read me that poem. I didn't know that poem existed until it was printed in his book. Pac never said goodbye to me before leaving for LA. He had to leave abruptly, and it wasn't to pursue his career," Pinkett Smith tweeted. "I've never been to any of Pac's shows by his request. We never had an argument backstage." Jada added that her criticism of the film wasn't aimed at actors Demetrius Shipp Jr. and Kat Graham, who portray Shakur and her, respectively. Issues surrounding the biopic's production, like initial director John Singleton exiting prematurely, slamming the fools in charge when he left due to reports of forced deadlines. In an interview with Vanity Fair, Graham defended the film, her Pinkett portrayal, and Singleton's claims that producers F-ed up the biopic. "We talked about the importance of not creating a caricature, of not just impersonating Jada Pinkett," Graham said. "That to me is disrespectful. I wanted to embody her and show what made her tick. We also wanted to bring some parallels to what I was personally going through, which is pain and the feeling of losing someone. I wanted to capture this dynamic that Jada and Pac had, which was a very specific, fun, and loving dynamic." As for Singleton, Graham said, "I know he hadn't seen it at the time he made those comments. It's so effing hard to make a black biopic. It is effing hard to get the money, and if it's based on a musician, to get the clearance together. It's so hard to make a movie, period, let alone one that features as much diversity as this film. When I see other working actresses that are brown, I get so excited." One of the film's most touching scenes in the movie occurs during a prison visit to Tupac from his mother, former Black Panther Afeni Shakur, played by Danai Gurira. A deflated Tupac lowers his head at the news that his family and others have been unable to raise funds for his bail money after 8 months behind bars. In a loving yet defiant tone, unlike the tagline, The Untold Story of Tupac Shakur, the film barely scratches the surface of who Tupac was, his passion and his complexity, his impact on society and the wider world, both then and now. How his life experiences, including numerous brushes with the law and music, reflected the experiences of many young black men and even women at the time, let alone now. The line, "They got money for wars, but can't feed the poor," taken from Tupac classic Keep Ya Head Up, is as relevant now as it was in the 1990s. The truth is that Tupac was a complex character. His life story, from even before his birth, had so much promise, despair, survival, poverty, poetry, passion, extravagance, violence, compassion, and phenomenal work ethic, not to mention the FBI's believed role in his death, that most movies' storylines would either seem too unrealistic or simply struggle to reflect his life and legacy in just over 2 hours. On the one hand, it was definitely a very ambitious project, but trying to fit every major headline from Tupac's life into the film meant that All Eyez on Me was left quite choppy, at times even sloppy, in its delivery. One has to be acknowledged that Tupac's story has so many layers and so many fans that it will be difficult to please everybody and completely do it justice. And that's it from us today. Until next time, thank you for watching.